Hello, thank you for joining me today. Well, this is the Wednesday, January 22nd edition of our video devotionals. Thank you so much for joining us today, and I hope your Wednesday's going well. It is the middle part of the work week and school week once again, and then also for many of us, there's a Wednesday evening service to attend that if at all possible. Well, definitely, we're talking some very winter conditions for the South, the deep South. And we've got friends of ours that live down, I think, between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, and they received snow. And I think they were at 10 degrees this morning. Wow. And then, of course, we got a little dusting. We were on the very edge of that storm system, and we got a little dusting at our house. And when I came to the church where I'm at right now, that's about 12 miles or so, then we virtually received nothing here. So we were literally on the edge of that storm system. And then Christy's mom and dad that lives about 4 hours southeast of us, right on the coast of North Carolina, then they received between 8 and 12 inches of snow and cold conditions and windy. So all that being said, remember, folks, it's definitely not used to it. And I pray for them as they get around. And certainly there's going to be some folks who just don't have much help at all. So remember those folks, if you will. And if you're one of those people, then we'll pray for you that you're safe, of course, and then you can enjoy the beauty of it, because for some of you, you just don't see it that much. So enjoy it while you have it, okay? All right, so today is Wisdom Wednesday. We're going to be in Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 and 6. If you've been in church any length of time, then you are familiar with these passages, but sometimes you say that and realize as time goes on, sometimes these are not as familiar as you think they are. So we're going to definitely zero in on these today. Otherwise, thank you for watching. We appreciate all of you, okay? All right, notice here in Proverbs 3, verses 5 and 6, it says this: "Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths." There's three things that God's asking us to do here, and just to point them out. First one is trust. The other is lean not, which gives us an understanding. That means you're leaning somewhere else. So we're talking about trust and leaning, and then acknowledge, all right? So trusting, you try to explain that. Trust is trust. I think everybody knows whether or not we're trusting someone or trusting the Lord. It's where you put your weight upon. It's where you make decisions based on your trust in God, and you may not be able to see it, but that's that element of faith. There's the trust part, and then the lean not. You think about the weather right now. There's people that's leaning on things, like if you're going outside, it's a little slippery, and you're next to your car, you kind of put your weight up against the car, or there may be a railing, and you're especially paying attention to that. If you're going down steps, sometimes you say, well, I don't even need those. But on a day like today, when there's snow-covered steps, you put your hand on that railing, so your weight is being placed on that railing there, and that helps you not fall, and it helps you there. So the Lord is saying, what I want you to do is to lean on me, because when it says here, lean not unto thine own understanding, if we live a life where we understand everything, then we're not trusting God. See, God's the one who sees it when we can't see it. It's like being blindfolded and asking someone to lead you around. You're trusting the fact that they're going to lead you safely and not bring you into any harm. And there's that trust there. And God said, what I want you to do is trust in me with all that you've got. The Bible says your heart. And you say, well, that's difficult to do. Yeah, but it's doable. You know why? Because God says you can do it. And when we get into that lifestyle, and when we get into that practice, then we find ourselves saying, you know what, hey, it is better to trust in God than to trust in me. My understanding is very limited, but God is not. He sees it all. And the wonderful thing about it is that the Bible says acknowledge God. Acknowledge God. So many ways to do that. And but when you trust in him, you don't lean on your own understanding, but you're acknowledging him. God says, here's what I'm going to do. Then he says, I'm going to direct your paths. And that's what we want. I think a lot of people that are going through life, they're headed to a certain destination, and sometimes they don't know how they're going to get there. But that's kind of they're headed that way. That's the goal. And God says, I want you to trust in me, because I've got places that I want you to be, literally, and in a sense of where I want you to be in your life as far as your character and your influence, that sort of thing. So today, it sounds easy to say, And yet, let's find ourselves trusting in the Lord. Don't rely on your own understanding, because when you start to do that, then you limit yourself greatly, because you're trying to depend upon your understanding and not God's understanding, not what God sees and where God's taken us. And if we're not careful, then we forfeit greatly the things that God has for us, and great things. We don't want that, of course. So let's think about that today, okay? All right. Have a great day, safe day, healthy day. Lord willing, we'll see you back tomorrow, and thank you for watching.